The conversation about what is or is not inside of a woman when she conceives a child has been heated up since the overturning of the law that people acted like the sky was falling and states decided to take certain actions. Well, this conversation is heating up, and it's heating up on TikTok, believe it or not. And in my opinion, this may be arguably one of, if not the best, argument for the pro-baby position. Check this out. This is a shout out to Lila Rose's Live Action Network. And it says, okay, let's read the caption. Me, after I took the deletion of baby pill and felt I literally saw my baby come out in clots when I went to use the bathroom. There's a lot of stuff that's left out about this conversation. Most people don't even know what the procedure is. They don't know what's happening. And because a lot of this stuff, people don't want to look at what kind of founded the pro-life movement, which was the documentary. You guys could all go look it up, the silent screen, where they showed ultrasound of a 12-week being deleted. Now, you could take these pills, and the pills allow this to happen without much. You don't got to go in. You just take a pill, right? If you're a certain number of weeks along. So this is interesting that this is happening on TikTok. Like the TikTokers are talking about it. The Zoomers are like, y'all lied to us. We thought it was just a clump of cells.
It's bad press.
You said it was a clump of cells. And then I took these pills and I basically gave birth on the toilet and I saw it wasn't a clump of cells.
My baby, you're my baby.
There are too many comments on this video of women who experience the same thing. This girl said, I just got mine done today. I'm bleeding now and I saw it in the toilet. Another one says, I swear I saw a tiny face. My friend is trying to tell me that isn't possible. Your friend is wrong. This girl says, it came out alive. They passed away in my hands. I was supposed to protect them.
What was that? Oh.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
That is not uncommon. I'm just going to tell you that.
Darkness.
I know it sounds dumb, but I was not expecting it to have facial features and little hands. Broke my heart.
Hands and feet, 10 fingers, 10 toes are developed at 7 weeks, I believe.
Oh, that's early.
So again, I think you do this, I don't know which week, but you take this pill at home. They're shipping it across state lines, and they're not telling you what happens after this forces your body to basically to pass it through.
Well, that's what they say, is that like you're giving birth either way. Now it's either going to be a fully developed baby that you get to care for the rest of your life, or a baby that's dead.
Said this would happen. We told abortion activists that it is dangerous and wrong to gaslight women into thinking the abortion pill isn't killing their precious child, but a useless, unidentifiable clump of cells instead. We have shared the stories of what amounts to just a fraction of the women in this nation who came to realize that the industry and its supporters who claim to just care and love for them and be their voice actually lied to them.
Like I looked down and I saw him. It wasn't like a heavy period.
That's what they say, right?
Like
they say it would be like a heavy period.
And
It was a baby.
I lifted up a blanket and it being like a scene out of a horror movie. And to this day I've still got a stain on the carpet, which is all I've got left.
My heart breaks for these moms. They were lied to. This is what the abortion pill does. It kills your son or daughter by cutting off the nutrients they desperately need and essentially starves them to death. And then you will give birth. You're not avoiding birth by taking the abortion pill.
Well,
this is a sickness of the highest order.
This is what women's liberation looks like. This is what women's rights looks like.
this is so you can go back to work.
That's so you can go back to work.
40 hours a week.
Get you to work, girl.
Your career is really important.
Your career is very important.
Do you know how long you spent in college and how much money that costs?
How much your education's worth? Yeah. Your self-actualization?
And you're going to stop in the middle of that?
Why would you ever let a man oppress you that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is so prevalent. It's all over. And people think that the pro-lifers are the crazy ones. They think we're French and alt-right. And down with the Proud Boys and whatever other nonsensical category they put in. But yet when you see Trent Horn destroy Destiny, when you see these debates happen publicly and the pro-life position just has them more coherent, you see Brenda from God is Grey get completely, I even hate to use this sort of language, but I don't understand how else to say it. Like Lila Rose just completely wash people in these debates. This is why, because this is the more sensible conviction. This is the more sensible position. It's the more logical position, right? This is the more logical position. But what happens is you talking in a sophisticated manner about your sin doesn't make you sophisticated. It just makes you dumb. Trying to, well, it's a clump of cells or whatever. Like it's, but it makes sense because it's flowing out of this meta Marxist, modern, postmodern point of view where you can kind of move the goalpost and change definitions. And I don't know, is it a baby? Is it a clump of cells? Is it a fetus? Or it's whatever you want it to be. And anyone that's ever known anyone that's had a miscarriage will tell you that it is extremely tragic and traumatic event for a woman. Sometimes it could take a woman out. And that's what this is causing. You're taking something and it's causing a miscarriage, right? That's literally what's happening. And so the fact that that this is so a part of our zeitgeist, and so many Americans still don't understand what's happening. People are like, well, 70% of Americans support a woman's right to choose. 70% of Americans don't know what's actually happening. And if you see their, again, shout out to Live Action, when you see them show the procedure to women on the street, walk up to people, what's your position? Oh, I'm pro-choice. Okay, cool. Can we show you what it really is? Oh, sure. And then they see it and they go, oh, yeah, no, I can't. And you see people's minds change because they actually understand what they're doing in the ramifications of it. That it's not something that it's not like you just having a big period, right? Let's see.
If people could read word for word how brutal an abortion procedure is, would they still support it? Let's go find out. Would you have a second to sign a petition for women's health?
Wait, I'm sorry, I've never had an abortion. Is this really how they're done? Oh my, no, I don't agree with that.
Chemical abortion. It is the starvation and suffocation of the preborn fetus. Second trimester D&E, the use of forceps to dismember or tear the fetus limb from limb.
It's like medieval days. They used to tie you to horses and pull you apart.
It's definitely very raw. I feel like
that's a little much, but
is trying to make you feel bad.
Scary.
This is inflammatory language.
did you know that that's how an abortion was performed before reading it?
It's a fetus. It's not born yet. So like, I'm not like starving an innocent child.
Would you guys be interested in signing a petition for women's rights today?
Work for Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
Trust me, doing all the things.
Darkness.
Yeah, man. So, I think this is why this sort of outreach is helpful, because there's a lot of people that don't know. Now, by the way, if you know, hey, this is what a second term is. Hey, this is what happens to these young girls when they have to pass these. If you know, and you're like, yeah, no, I still think the women's actualization and their right to an education and a career and whatever, that we got to place that superior. We got to make that superior to the most vulnerable and the most voiceless humans. That's what they are, biological DNA, human DNA. And you arrive at that conclusion, fully aware, well, at least you're consistent. Like, at least you're consistent.
The one the lady said, this is inflammatory language.
Right.
It's like, it's literally just describing what's happening.
Statistically speaking, the best way to reduce these in terms of like a practical needle mover is by putting 4D sonograms, free 4D sonograms in front of these baby deletion places. So you put them there, people see what their baby looks like, and they go, oh yeah, no, that's not a fetus. That's a baby. That's a baby in there. And then they're less likely to then go through with the act. So there's that. We see, according to the Bible, that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask Him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when He answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used for my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.